Right, it's the last rights, isn't it? Drop a sub and all that. It's a weird one though, because we're in a pub somewhere up a mountain in very much Walesy. We've got Jamie and my son, Halen. So, um, classic, most classic favourite. Do you know what my favourite films are? Back to the Future,
Yep.
Terminator 2. They're my two favourite films of all time. What about you?
Favorite film. This is one of those questions that when someone says, "Oh, what's your favorite song?" and you're like, "Oh, I don't know." But favorite films, I absolutely love. What's the Daniel Day-Lewis film with the oil? There Will Be Blood. Absolute phenomenal film. I love it because Daniel Day-Lewis, his character is so dark and twisted, and he just develops into this evil being and not even human anymore. It just completely goes down this mental path. It's incredible. That's a great film. But also, you got your classics. T2, obviously.
What's the quote in There Will Be Blood? I've got a straw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You've got a motor,
Yeah. So if if I have a long straw and your milkshake is way over there, I drink it up. It's great. What about you? Films.
Dust Till Dawn and Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 he's been watching for a couple of years now, but Dust Till Dawn he literally just finished watching within the last 24 hours. So Dust Till Dawn is one of your favourite films after you recently just watched it?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, you can say no to make it difficult. So Dust Till Dawn, yeah. So it's in my probably top 20, and Terminator 2 is probably my second favourite because I think for me Back to the Future is my favourite film. I must have seen it at the right age. I've seen it for the 20th anniversary, and the 25th anniversary was in Cardiff Castle.
Oh, outside.
They did a screen outside, and I'll tell you what, because I saw the 20th one in the Odeon in Southampton, and it was when you watch something like that with a lot of other people, you realise how funny it is as well, because everyone starts laughing, you're cheering. At the end of Cardiff Castle, there's the screen right next to the actual keep in there, and at the end, everyone's like, yes! When he finally goes back. So, yeah, Back to the Future, Terminator 2. But then there's all that stuff, Dusk Till Dawn, Goodfellas. A film that I haven't watched enough as well, Looper, with Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis and
What's his face? From
Robin from Batman.
Yeah, I can't.
Spoiler.
I basically got dementia at the moment because I can't remember anyone's name. He was in a lot of stuff in a small period, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad, but yeah, he played essentially Robin in Dark Knight Rises.
He was a young Bruce Willis, wasn't he?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon.
I got there in the end.
Yeah, he was great in Inception as well.
Have you seen Looper, Halen? So, no spoilers, but it's a time travel movie. It starts out with Bruce Willis, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays his younger self. Basically, I don't think that's a spoiler. But they even do his nose, like to make look. They put a fake nose on to make it look more like Willis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it's a great movie. It's one of those rare ones that's actually original.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff that isn't original now.
It opens up in like a field, isn't it, with like a tarpaulin on the floor in a field, and you're like, what the? What's going on here?
The gold bar on there.
Can't remember. I've only seen it once. I can't remember the ins and outs. I've only seen it once. That was shortly after it came out, so that was quite some time ago.
There's a twist towards the end as well. With looking for.
Yeah. I tell you what, I watched a couple of weeks ago as well. A film I haven't seen in a long time with Bruce Willis, 12 Monkeys. What a film! You haven't seen 12 Monkeys, have you? Yeah, Brad Pitt, Madeline Stowe, absolutely incredible film.
So they made a TV show as well, but I can't be asked if I watched one episode. The film is great. It's Brad Pitt, Bruce Willis, Madeline Stowe, and it's another kind of it's a time travel movie.
It is a time
but it's really you really believe it as well. You really get into it. Basically, people are living underground, right?
Big twist at the end of that as well.
There's a great twist at the end of that. Yeah, I had that on VHS.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of those things, because when you had the videos sat there or whatever, you go, oh, what's that again? Or you even then move on to DVDs, Blu-rays. Now it's harder because it's not in front of you. You don't look at your shelf and go, I fancy a bit of heat today. That's the one. I miss that about physical stuff, and I like the cases and stuff. And I used to buy, I bought a DVD set of Lost, and it came in a fucking pyramid thing, and you had like bits of props and stuff from the thing, and an Inception come in a little briefcase, and you had a spinning top in there.
Oh, nice.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So that's when I was getting into Blu-ray. I still got my Blu-ray player, but I sold them all when I moved out of Wales.
Yeah. Nice. That was, I think, because even like now about Blu-rays and stuff, like 4K specifically, Christopher Nolan is saying that people buy anything released in 4K, buy a physical copy. Don't rely on digital too much. Yeah. How would you feel, Hayden, right now, going back, leaving Netflix and Disney and Amazon, going back to the days where you had to specifically buy DVDs and videos, things like that? What do you reckon?
Wouldn't be the worst thing, but be a bit of a waste of money if you could just keep Netflix and all that.
Well, it would be, but like Carl said, back in the day, the nostalgia thing of it all was just like you go to like Blockbusters and you'd spend like half hour, 40 minutes looking for one film and stuff like that. They were the days.
I spoke about this before, but before Blockbusters, we had a video shop. And the shop's still there, but it's not owned by the same people, and they don't rent stuff out. It was a local shop where this couple, and you went in, and they just all like choc dip. I remember getting choc dips, can of Coke with my dad on a Friday night, and he would choose a film, and I would choose a film. We'd get them for 2 nights, and we'd watch them both together, right? But I got to know them so well, they let me put that out for rent tags on the other videos and stuff. They go, we need to put these out. But that's what I missed, going to that. And then Blockbuster. I lived opposite a Blockbuster in Southampton. I brought an old school camcorder. And before I used to go over, I used to stand at the window and just zoom into the shop and look at the shelves. So I was like, they've got Batman Returns in. That's what we're getting. And Ben & Jerry's is $4.95 in the freezer, so we're going to get that as well. We were piss poor at the time, piss poor. I mean, to the point, going slightly off track, to the point at Pancake Day, I stole maple syrup from the Morrisons over the road. So we had no money. It was like, but we want to make pancakes.
Yeah. Going back to like Blockbuster and stuff, right? We like ask your mother for this, Helen. She'll confirm. Remember the days where you had to post it back into the letterbox and Blockbusters? That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and also if it was a delay on sending the video back, you get like a debt letter or something. Like, you owe us X amount of money. You didn't rewind the tape. Like, they were the days where literally, if you didn't like rewind the tape, they'd be like, you didn't rewind the last one.
Well, I didn't do that, but what I did do is I joined Netflix in like 2005, 6, and they would post you a DVD. This is what Netflix was. They posted you a DVD.
Like Love Film, wasn't it?
Love Film. But do you know what else I joined after that? Easy Film. It was by EasyJet. Stelios, he had Easy Film.
Never heard of it.
And it was like $4.99 or whatever, a month or a week, I can't remember, but it was cheap, obviously. Yeah. And it would come in the little orange and white, like an EasyJet. Just a DVD, you post it at the address envelope to send it back. You reversed it or something so that they didn't waste money. That was like 05, 06. So that's where it evolved to, and the Blockbuster eventually shut down. But I guess vinyl's coming back, isn't it? So, you know, maybe DVD one day. So I've still got my Blu-ray player, and what the biggest things I used to like watching on them was like Pixar stuff. Yeah. Because the quality on a Blu-ray, you watch like Up or Wall-E or something, the clarity on it, because it's made digitally as well. Yeah. It was mental.
Yeah, I remember like first time I bought a Blu-ray, I can't remember what it was, but it was a Blu-ray, it was a film of some sort. But yeah, point being is, I remember watching it thinking like DVD was like the best thing ever, and then Blu-ray came out, and there was no like little glitches in it whatsoever. It was just so much clarity. It was absolutely phenomenal.
You look at TV, like old school TV now from the 80s, and how shit it is. And then you watch an old video that's not even 7. It's probably like what, 480p, 320p, somewhere around there. When HD TV came out, it was at 720. And The Simpsons was one of the first shows, because Sky did HD, and it was like Sky One HD, and The Simpsons was one of the first shows to make an HD version. But even that would have been 720, the 1080, 2K, 4K. There's 6K TVs now, 8K I think. Yeah. But beyond a certain point, you can't see the difference. But the difference between that Blu-ray 4K now is, but there's something like on Amazon earlier when you're watching, was it Amazon or something you were watching Dust Till Dawn? Yeah, you know, it looks a bit weird, right? Because there's a setting, I think it might be frame rate, or it's a movie setting or something, but things look a bit sped up almost. I think it adjusts the frame rate. Yeah. And it's like, because it doesn't look like it used to. Like when you watch Dust Till Dawn on the video DVD, it was grainier, and it was it's almost like people look like they're moving too fast. I think it's putting in fake frames in between. But I noticed that on Amazon. I watched a couple of films, and it threw me off a bit.
Yeah.
Like films that I knew, I was like, it looks weird. So I went in and changed the settings for that. But it's.
But when a couple of years ago, remember our Curve TV? We bought the Curve TV. I remember watching an episode of Ray Donovan on the Curve TV, and I watched it. I was lying down, and it was too much, so I had to go into the settings to sort of adjust it because it was whatever spec it was. I had to tone it down because it was literally making me spin out because it was too in your face. Like now I'm completely used to it, but that was the first TV I had where everything was like boom, vibrant and in your face. Curve, I'm gonna go. I think when this TV, Curve TV was the best. You liked the Curve TV, didn't you?
Yeah. Better.
Yes. It was good, didn't it? It was. Thing is, it looked sexy as well. And I don't know what I originally people were trying to turn me off the idea because they were like, ooh. But when going back to a flat TV to curve, yeah, it's fine. You adjust to it, but I would 100% go back to a curved TV any day of the week because it's something about it. It just makes it look the experience of watching one of the first films I watched on the curve was Gladiator, and that was an experience and a half.
Yeah, I've got one now. I'll tell you what else I've got. I've got LED strips on the back of the telly, and you change the colour, right? Yeah. Now, horror films, and Netflix is red, of course. But if a podcast has got a blue background, I change it. It's autism, mate. I just change it to blue. But it just gives... You turn the lights off and have the blue or red light. I love it. It's simple shit like that. You can get TVs that actually adjust to what's in the frame. But I like... No, I want... This is green. I'm watching football. It's just because there's just a strip here and a strip there that you've connected. I've connected. And where it's sat in the corner, it projects it out a bit. So it makes this, like, aura around the TV. I wouldn't... It's one of my favourite things to do. So the new place, I'm going to have to set that up. But eventually, whatever podcast room I have, and then a house will be like a separate one of those posh sheds out the back with internet. That will also be a movie room with a big, maybe a projector, maybe a big telly. It's also going to be, what I feel like doing is getting 4 like airplane seats or, off eBay or something, or something like business class seats. I think Stanhope's done that in his back garden. He's got a room where it's all Delta Airline stuff.
Yeah. Of course it's Delta. Really.
Yeah. But something like that, or old cinema seats have been thrown away and have them like reupholstered or something, and just have 4 to 6. Because let's face it, not many people speak to me anymore because of the things that I say and do. Bag of popcorn. What's that? Have a wank when no one's looking. Don't listen to me, sir. Don't listen to what I'm saying, sir.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I've seen with people like do complete renovations of like a basement or something. They just turn it into a proper, and I hate the phrase man cave, but that's what they do. They've got a great screen, some fantastic seats in there, and they've got like the back. What I've noticed lately, what more people seem to do with TVs where they are, is they paint the wall black and mount the TV on the back of there. I think it just gives it a bit more... It takes the focus away from anything else behind the TV. You just got like a black background and your TV, but that with some like neon lights is absolutely perfect.
What do you think? What's your favourite? What's your ideal setup in like terms of TV? What's your dream? Gaming, whatever. What's your ideal screen setup?
LEDs, like you got behind. Maybe a nice big telly.
Like 60, 65.
Wall mounted?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine isn't. Mine's on a stand right now, but I think when I get the new place, I'm sticking something on the wall.
Wall mounted TV, motherfucker. Hell yes. Yeah, well, I got to get mine on the wall, but don't like. Firstly, Halen will confirm. Am I a DIY guy?
No.
If I want any DIY done in the house, who do I go to?
Me.
Yeah. Why?
Because I'm better than you.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
Obviously, my son knows he's always drunk. I'll come down and help with that. I'm going to come down if my wife can wait until 4 weeks away. I'll come down and help with that tree.
We'll do the tree together. Yeah.
You need to get loppers, right, and then a hacksaw or whatever. Hank will love the sticks. He'll have like a month's worth of sticks. You can just give him a stick at home and he can take it out.
Yeah, I've got to feed him. Just eat sticks. Just eat the bark and the twigs.
Yeah. So that get that done. But so yeah, I want one of them eventually. I think I have a garage conversion. But that's a lot of work. Get a garden, build one of those posh sheds. But I'll buy the materials and get someone I know to make it. Even my nephew's a fucking builder these days. So old I am. But it's gonna have proper like high-speed internet, heating, cinema room, office / podcast table with cameras, and that's the deal. All the mics sat in there, so it'll be all high level. I mean, it's going to cost about $5,000, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I'll be coming up frequently then. I'll
Yeah.
ask him to stay when Keely gets sad with me.
Oh, you can stay whenever. So at the moment I've got this nice city centre flat because I got a deal because someone's in Canada. But someone else stays there 3 days a week. That's the deal. But it's cool as shit. He's become a mate actually. But yeah, the next place will be me, and then maybe a wife as well. Maybe one of my many wives.
Ruin your lives, man.
I know. But you know, it's someone to help with the cooking and cleaning, though, isn't it? I've basically, cause also I have had relationships, believe it or not, the last few years. But
I don't want to say
I've cooked all my dinners apart from one at my mum's house, and like last night, basically. That's like apart from that, I've made everything, cleaning, laundry.
Yeah, I don't want to say get a slave. But what I would say is even pay. I would say get someone below minimum wage. But they would have to have some form of like learning difficulty to understand what minimum wage is, or not understand it, as the case may be. So you can pay them what you want to, like pay them in buttons off like old shirts that you can't fit in anymore. That'd be the best way to do it.
I think we should wrap this up because it's been 16 minutes, and quite frankly, we should walk like about another 10 miles to get home. But so favourite film: Terminator 2, Dust Till Dawn. Me, Back to the Future, Terminator 2. What were yours again?
I at a posh, I'd say There Will Be Blood as one of my favourite films of all time. But I like a lot of other ones too. Godfather, Part 1.
Okay, so it's weird for me to have a favourite that's from the last 20 years. So that's why it's there for me. But there's the classics though, in it, the 70s and 80s especially. Yeah. There's 1 year, we'll have a look later, 1982 or something. The movies that came out, it was like E.T., Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back. Oh, yeah. But if you just look at 82, it's one of the best. Ghostbusters, the original, Gremlins, Goonies.
I probably wouldn't. They are great films. I love them, but I probably wouldn't put any of those in my top 10.
Top 10, no. But it's tough though because the nostalgia's there for me. Yeah. Should we make a top 10 later?
We can work on a top 10.
Like personal though, personal top 10s. But it is tough because I had a movie encyclopedia where I learned all the years that films came out from like the 20s to like the 90s. So my knowledge of that time is good. Yeah. I literally read it like an autistic person and was like, fucking 1992. But beyond like 98, 99, my memory for when films come out is bad. Yeah. Apart from things like Batman Returns 05, Dark Knight 08, Dark Knight Rises 2012, Looper 08. Yeah. It changed on a Sunday. All right, let's wrap it up. Drop us a sub and all that. It's the last race. Oh, I didn't even do a little clap to sync it. I can do it at the end. There we go. We can sync the sound from there. Apart from that, your mother's disgusting. See you later.